Finish. As in finish what you started. I tell you what, in layman's terms, I don't care if you got to fake it till you make it. Finish it. My brother and sister in Christ, the years probably about 1867, 1868, the Civil War has just ended. It's just ended. And we have the unmitigated gall to allow this guy in our country. I mean, really. I mean, he's a diabolical. He's a dictator. He is merciless. I mean, and I'm thinking, and it's not, we give him a house. If that's not bad, Staten Island, we give him a house. His name is Colonel Lopez. So finally they get him in the country. The war is just getting over, the Civil War, the city, or country I should say. As a result, man, they get him settled in and he wants to start meeting people. He wants to return back to Mexico. But he needs the money because he wants his regime. And we help him. As a result of it, next thing you know, man, he starts talking with different people. And they suggest he meets a guy by the name of Tom Adams. Tom, y'all, he's brilliant. They should rename the patent office the Tom Adams office. During the Civil War, this guy's inventing things. Tom is a finisher. You can start it, but the guy you want finish it is Tom. As a result, he brings in, he shows Tom all these drawings and these measurements and these calculations, and he's showing this to Tom. Now, I got to admit, if you only met Colonel Lopez from a distance or one-on-one, well-dressed, he's articulate, seems to stay in pretty decent shape, you'd say, man, it's a pretty impressive figure. But, man, he's showing Tom, and he said, Tom, now look, I need you to take this. We believe in Mexico that we could take the sap from a sapodilla tree. If we heat it up in some capacity, that we could get it and use it. But the cost of rubber in our world is like $5 a pound. If you could do it for something less than that, say like a nickel, we could be successful. Tom says, well, let me think about it. He said, man, if you're going to heat it up, you better use a lot of sulfur. He said, that's just at first glance. He takes the drawings, he takes the calculations, he starts working on it. 1 week goes by, 2 weeks, a month goes by. Lopez has lost it. He goes back to him and says, man, you got to finish. He said, wait a minute, whoa, stop. You just gave me this sheet. I've gone through it, the numbers. It's not working like you think. Now, I do think there's other things we could use for it, but we're not getting it to where you want it. Next thing you know, Lopez returns home. He dies kind of not a good death, which may be more apropos than we think. What bothered me about letting Lopez in the country to begin with, much less giving him a house, and now we're going to help finance his dictatorship. I mean, did we not forget that he killed Jim Bowie, Davy Crockett, and destroyed the Alamo? Oh, so you do know him at Santa Ana. But here's the height of irony. Our boy Tom finishes what he started. He does. You can get stuff out of that tree. He said it works. He gets with a guy by the name of William. And they come back and they get back in front of the patent office and they say, look, this is what we know we can do. We can take the sap of that tree, heat it up with sulfur, and we can change the colors. It could be red. It could be blue. It could be white. It could be green. And people will like it. And you have no idea what I'm talking about. But that's okay. As a result of it, he gets with his buddy William Wrigley. Yes, Lord, manna has fallen in a meat. My brothers in Christ, he calls up with the name Chiclets. And man, the start of Wrigley's gum begins. All because Tom finishes what he started. Not according to Colonel Lopez, but who cares? At the end of the day, that is that gospel. My brother in Christ, the good Lord's talking about finishing what we get started. All things come through him. The farmer knows not how. He plants the seed, he plows the ground, he waters it, he nurtures it, he raises it, and then at the end of the day, he comes in with a sickle, and then he has a harvest. But yet, he knows not how. Now stop. You're a first century Jew. Let's make sure you understand where this is going. He's been walking, the good Lord,